South Africans have a really healthy relationship with their obligations and their government, in that if you told South Africans that the government was shut down and so government workers couldn't get paid, government workers in South Africa would very politely tell you that then they will not be working. It's as simple as that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like my brain doesn't comprehend how TSA agents
continue to show up,
go to the airport
yeah,
when they're not being paid just because some people in Washington are squabbling. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. It's not very American, actually, though. Like, I don't think typically they would. I don't know how the payment works. I wonder if they still get back pay.
No,
is that what?
No, so last time they were saying, I think you're supposed to get back pay, but then last time there was an issue and then they said they won't get back pay. I don't know how it turned out.
Okay, because, yeah.
You're supposed to get back pay, I believe.
And that's what would keep a person showing up. Not because they care about, not out of the goodness of their hearts, volunteer for 5 weeks for free.
Yeah, but as South Africans,
right?
we just wouldn't show up. We'll be like, don't worry about the back pay. I'll come back when you pay me. It's as simple as that.
Yes, I would think that's an American way of doing things too, no?
No, I think there's something really there's a thing that American people in certain like services have that's it's admirable, actually. That's why I was wondering what your opinion on it is, like from a Japanese perspective, because I was going, there's a part of like the TSA where they go like, we have an obligation to keep people safe and we're doing this, and when you go through TSA you see how serious they are, and like every time they scan my luggage,
right,
and I see them going through the bag, I'm like, you're already looking through my bag.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying they shouldn't, but I'm saying if I worked in
like,
TSA,
whoa, right,
at some point I'd be like, I'm just going to take a guess. I'm going to look at people and be like, you don't look like you got shit.
By vibes alone. See, that's where it could go wrong, right?
Yeah, but that's the chance I'm going to
take. I'm like, oh man, my vibes are fucked. My vibes are fucked. Coming back from Indonesia, have we started? Did we get that introspective, insightful thought? You missed that whole thing about South Africans? Oh, okay. Oh my God, I just wanted to make sure. Because you have a twinkle in your eye when you're about to have an introspective thought. When we met recently for the first time at Questlove's game night.
Yeah.
That happened. And I was like, and I've been such a fan.
Wait, are you being serious right now?
Yes, yeah.
Oh, I thought you were joking.
I'm so serious. I've been a fan for so long, and I know that twinkle in your eye when you're about to. And we're at a party. We're talking, there's people drinking, people are having games.
It was a fun party. It was a nice games night.
And I asked you about something, and then the twinkle came, and then I was like, oh my God, is this recording right now? There's no cameras, and he's about to have an introspective, insightful thought about actually performing abroad, when there's like restrictions.
We were talking about Saudi Arabia. Yeah, we were talking about the Saudi Comedy Festival. Yeah, that's what I remember the doorway. We were literally stationed. It was myself, you, and Ezra. Yeah. And it was just by a doorway. It was a perfect moment I really had fun talking to you. I had loved your comedy because I had seen clips of it. But like, I don't necessarily say I could like become a fan of anyone just because of their comedy, like because like them, the person. But I became a fan of you just from our conversation.
By a doorway is how I thought I would meet you.
I do have doorway vibes.
By a doorway, not like I'm like. Again, I was saying earlier, I don't know if it was recording or not when you went insightful, but you weren't like partying. You weren't like in the middle of a game. You were like, Trevor Noah by the door. Come talk to me.
No.
Because I might have something wise to say. This is kind of how I felt. I was like, Lord of the Rings?
No, this is like a perception thing that people have sometimes.
Did you play games that night at all?
Yeah, I did. There's photos, by the way. There's evidence, which is good.
Okay, I got stuck in a long game of Scrabble. That's why.
I was in this game of Scrabble.
Yeah, well, big words. I don't do good with words.
You know what? The words are not the problem for me. It's the letters that you can combine that aren't words that are worth something.
Yes, that too.
I don't understand that. That to me is like, it's not words.
I'm actually not a big game person. I like conversating more. So by a door is what I like. Like, kitchen, like, chatting about something.
Yeah. That's the vibe.
Getting to know a person, their thoughts on something. I like that a little more than like calling out Uno, I guess. Or describing who I'm looking at in a game of Guess Who. Tell me about your mom. How's your mom doing? I like that more. So, yes.
You should make like your own games nights where all the games are just about getting to know people.
Yes.
Just like do your own thing.
I would love that.
Atsuko's game nights.
I'll put down a bunch of like gadgets and dice and cards, and I'll say, psych! And I'll swipe it off the table.
Yeah,
and say,
just like
we're
roll
just
the dice.
Chatting now.
Who are you?
Yeah.
Roll a 6. What are 6 terrible things that happened to you in your life?
100%.
You know what I mean?
The twinkle in your eye. Yeah. And so that's just what I was talking about when we just talked about the TSA agents.
Yes.
South Africans would not work for free, which they shouldn't.
Do you think Japanese people would?
That's the thing. It's hard to imagine because it's hard to imagine the government would allow for something like that to happen.
See, I wouldn't even. Yeah.
You know, where
I'm thinking downstream, and you're like, yeah, but step 1 can't happen.
It would be hard to imagine. Yeah, the people might fail, but the government usually. I feel like someone and it's very dark, but the government would like off themselves before they let that happen. I think.
I thought that was like a myth, not the offing themselves, but like.
And it could be just firing themselves.
No,
not
but that's
necessarily suicide, but yes, that too.
When I went to Japan for the first time, I had all these ideas of Japan.
Yeah.
Right? I grew up loving the idea of Japan. It was, manga or anime, and then like, movies, documentaries, food, etc. But when I got to Japan, so I went to, is it Disneyland or Disney World? I never know which one it is.
There's a Disneyland and a Disney Sea. Yes.
Okay, so I went to Disneyland, right?
Yeah. Yeah, picturing you there. Yeah.
And in America, you buy like the little flash pass where you like skip the line and you do the whole thing. So when we get there in Japan, we thought there would be some method for us to like skip the lines because the lines were quite long.
Mm.
And then they were like, no, there's no way for you to skip the line.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then I remember asking one of the people, I said, and I was using a phone to translate for me because the people there spoke Japanese and that was it.
Right.
And so I was using the phone to translate to have this conversation. And then I said, what if the CEO of Disney comes?
Well, you know the CEO of Disney, of course.
No, I don't. But I was I was just saying, what if the CEO comes?
Yeah.
What happens then?
Right.
And then they said, he waits in line just like everybody else. And genuinely, at that Disney, they were saying oftentimes like the CEO of, or the president of that park or like whatever the top executive was.
Yeah.
Would regularly come to the park and they would wait in the line with everybody else and they would ride all of the rides. And I was like, damn, Japan is on another level.
Yeah. I can only think of one person who didn't, like, who skipped the lines, was down with actually, I think, shutting down the park. And it was actually, I think, the Japanese princess.
Oh.
But she had studied abroad, like Western country, I think like Sweden or something. So of course she came back different. She was like, I'll shut down the whole park. I'm not like everyone else anymore. So, and she also left the royal family. She like married a commoner.
So she's a real rebel.
So she's different. But yeah, for the rest of like Japanese CEOs and stuff, that is something. So I don't know. I feel like the workers would probably still suffer through and show up if for some reason the government was like, we're not paying you. We can't figure out ourselves. If in the rare case that happens, I bet Japanese people would still show up and work like the American TSA folks have been.
Yeah, because they tell them they're essential and so they can't not show up to work. But then I go, if I'm so essential that I can't not show up to work, shouldn't it just be that I'm so essential that I just have to get paid?
Yes, 100%.